smothering that joint. You was not letting it happen.
Listen, have you seen what his uppercut has done to people twice my size?
Do you have any go-to pump-up songs? During your camp, do you have any songs that you like to listen to pump you up?
Funeral music, okay?
So, it's all over the grapevine. The pros are giving Jake Paul some serious advice if he wants to keep his career intact. After that hyped-up press conference we were all waiting for, it seems like the big talk is about Jake needing to steer clear of none other than Mike Tyson if he wants to keep his game going. Word is, Tyson himself dropped a warning bomb, saying he's gunning for a first-round knockout. The press conference was filled with tense exchanges, bold declarations, and unexpected twists. As the event unfolded, it became clear that both fighters were determined to leave their mark on the boxing world, and they weren't afraid to let their voices be heard. Mike Tyson delivered a chilling warning to Jake Paul. "Stepping into the ring with me is like staring death in the face," Tyson declared. But Tyson wasn't finished yet. With a series of cutting remarks, he continued to dismantle Paul's bravado, leaving no doubt in anyone's mind about the seriousness of the challenge that lay ahead. "You think you're tough, huh?" Tyson's voice dripped with contempt as he stared down his opponent. "Well, let me tell you something, kid. I am the baddest man alive on this planet." When posed with the question of his ability to fight at 58, Mike Tyson's response was unequivocal. "Sure, I may be 58, Tyson declared, "but I've never felt more ready to step back into that ring and show the world what I'm made of."
What do you say to people who say you're too old to be fighting?
Why don't we start with Mike? Go ahead.
I think the people that said that wish they were up here.
But Jake Paul wasn't about to back down from a challenge. Paul fired back at the boxing legend. "Mike Tyson thinks he's the big man on campus," Paul scoffed. "But let's be real here. The guy's past his prime. He's living in the past. And as for his warning about a first-round knockout," Paul mocked, "please, Tyson can't touch me." "Listen up, kid," Tyson replied. "You may talk a big game, but when you step into that ring with me, you're in my world. And in my world, there's no room for pretenders. When it comes to boxing, there are few names that resonate as deeply as Mike Tyson's. Even after years out of the ring, Tyson remains a force to be reckoned with. Tyson's really putting in the work at the gym. You can see it. He's holding on to that power, that speed, that movement. It's all still there. And let me tell you, facing off against him, that's no walk in the park for Jake Paul. It's going to be a real uphill battle, no denying it. And pros are warning Jake Paul for stepping back from this fight. In a recent interview on Vlad TV, Michael Jai White, renowned martial artist and actor, minced no words when it came to his assessment of Jake Paul's chances against Mike Tyson. "Jake Paul doesn't stand a chance," he declared. White, known for his expertise in combat sports and his no-nonsense approach, emphasized the vast gap in experience and skill between Paul and Tyson.
Okay, I looked it up. Mike Tyson is 220 pounds.
That's 1 pound less than his optimal weight.
And Jake Paul is about 200 pounds. He's got about 20 pound difference.
Are you kidding me? He's only 200?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. This is worse than I thought.
That was his last fight. That's what he weighed in as.
White's warning was accompanied by a litany of cautionary remarks. Tyson's not just a boxer, he's a force of nature.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't see how Jake pulls this off. I see Mike Tyson punching him in the body, and I don't see how Jake stops that. Jake is not of the size to give Mike a problem. Mike can be, big guys would hold Mike, guys with long reach and that outweigh him.
Yeah.
I think people that's Mike's weight, with Mike's center of gravity, I don't think there's anything that's going to stop him.
While Paul has historically fought in a lower weight class than heavyweight, which will be the designation for his fight with Mike Tyson, Paul has admitted that he is going to put on more weight in order to prepare for that change. Still, his unfamiliarity of fighting opponents in Tyson's weight class could prove a massive advantage for Iron Mike. Paul may have youth on his side, but Tyson's got wisdom and a lifetime of ring experience, White emphasized. Underestimating Tyson would be a grave mistake, he added. In a recent interview, boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. also didn't shy away from delivering a stark warning to Jake Paul. "Jake, listen up," Jones Jr. cautioned. "Mike Tyson is no joke," he asserted firmly. "He's a force to be reckoned with, and underestimating him would be a grave mistake."
Back and forth.
If you ever had a pit bull puppy,
Yes.
and they try to play with other dogs, they don't know how to play. They forget and start fighting. It's just in their blood. They
It's
can't
in their
help it.
bloodline.
And people don't
Exactly.
understand that. People always say, that's just in their blood. Just like
Period.
the game rooster. Just like the little colorful fish they sell at the fair. If you put two of them fish in the tank,
one of them gonna die.
That's just what some things in life are like that.
Yeah.
Some people in life are like that.
Period.
Mike Tyson has pit bull mentality. He don't know how to play.
Jones Jr. went on to highlight Tyson's unmatched speed, power, and ring intelligence, qualities that have made him a living legend in the world of boxing. Jake, you've got to be prepared for anything when you step into the ring with Tyson, he advised. He's not someone you can take lightly.
Whoever has gloves. But it's exhibition. No headgear. Exhibition. Judges.
It's still Mike Tyson.
And exhibition.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson, who knocked Corey Sanders down in the first round of an exhibition back in 2004.
Correct.
So what is your definition of an exhibition? Because going in the ring with Mike Tyson has nothing exhibitionist about it.
No, he doesn't have that in him. When you watch him spar, his sparring was fights.
Nothing
See Mike Tyson punching Jake Paul in the body, and I don't know how Jake stops that, White said. Paul is not of the size to give Mike a problem. For Jake Paul, heeding Jones Jr.'s advice could make all the difference between victory and defeat. And now, Lennox Lewis has issued a word of concern for Jake Paul. Lewis, who was the last undisputed heavyweight champion in boxing, is regarded as one of the finest fighters ever and the best British fighter of all time. That means he knows what he's talking about, and he called for Paul to be very weary of Tyson's power. Lewis is looking at it differently as he worries for the inexperienced Paul. I'm concerned for Jake Paul, Lewis told The Guardian. Tyson still knows how to punch, as you can see when he's hitting a bag. If Jake Paul gets hit by one of those punches, he's going to feel it. I know Jake Paul doesn't want to get hit. Tyson comes forward and he knows how to cut off the ring. It could be a matter of time, as how good is Jake Paul's defense?
Manuel, Mike Tyson, he's fighting Jake Paul. What are your expectations for that big fight in Dallas, Texas?
I think it's going to be a good fight. I mean, Mike Tyson, what he does is two-dimensional. He's going to come at you, trying to knock you out. Now, you got to try and stay away from him, stay away from his power. I seen him working out the other day, and he throws some good combinations. So those 6-punch combinations, he has to make sure, I'm talking Jake Paul, make sure that he's not in the way of those punches, because Tyson's a real fighter.
I saw Mike a couple of weeks ago, and he looked good. He was walking around without a shirt and showing off his body, so he's getting ready. Lennox further added. Lewis has stepped into the ring to face Tyson once, and he emerged unscathed and victorious. So how did it happen? Can Jake Paul get any tips from watching the Lions fight in 2002, titled Lewis Tyson is On? In a recent commentary, renowned boxing trainer Teddy Atlas pulled no punches in expressing his concerns about Jake Paul's upcoming bout with Mike Tyson. This is a very dangerous fight for Jake Paul, Atlas warned.
He's fighting a legendary, iconic fighter. A guy who was one of the greatest punchers in heavyweight history, one of the greatest punchers ever with either hand, and one of the greatest combinations of speed and power. Yeah, he's 58 years old. Yeah, the end of his career wasn't too good before he got out. But one of the last things that go with a fighter is his power.
Atlas underscored the gravity of the challenge that Paul faces. Tyson is not someone you can take lightly, he emphasized, pointing to Tyson's storied career and fearsome reputation inside the ring.
This is a very dangerous fight for Paul.
Interesting.
I think he might be making a mistake.
Atlas went on to highlight the potential dangers of underestimating Tyson's power and aggression. One wrong move, one mistimed punch, and it could be lights out for Jake Paul, he cautioned. In the lead-up to the highly anticipated showdown, Paul would be wise to take Atlas's advice to heart and ensure that he is fully prepared both mentally and physically for the challenge that lies ahead. In a brief encounter with the media, Nate Diaz, revered UFC fighter, didn't mince words when pressed about his prediction for the showdown between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Tyson will win, he asserted with a casual confidence.
Real quick, everyone wants to know your take, man. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, who you got?
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson all day? You're the man.
Diaz initially brushed off the question with his trademark bluntness, stating, "I don't give a fuck about the fight." However, in a sudden shift, he swiftly amended his response, offering a succinct yet decisive verdict. Nah, Mike Tyson. In a recent candid moment, Kevin Hart, renowned comedian and actor, didn't hold back when cautioning Jake Paul about the impending showdown with Mike Tyson. "Mike Tyson was a pit bull with no leash," Hart exclaimed.
That respected one person.
Yes.
And anybody else at any given time feared the fuck out of this pit bull because nobody else knew, hey man,
yeah.
Somebody got to get this. Hey, what
Yeah.
is this with? Who? And to this day, if I see Mike, there's a little nervousness for no reason.
For sure.
And
He's
it's not like he's coming in with this thing like I'm killing everybody. No, but
he's gentle.
He's the most loving man in the world. You talk to him, he's soft spoken, but there's still a little thing like, hey, is Mike gonna hit me?
"Jake better be ready to dodge those punches like his life depends on it," Hart added. In a recent interview with DJ Vlad, rapper The Game also didn't hold back when cautioning Jake Paul about his upcoming bout with Mike Tyson. "You're stepping into the lion's den with Tyson," he warned.
Who you got?
Mike Tyson? Yeah, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson's 57.
No, I don't give a fuck how old Mike Tyson was. Have you seen Mike Tyson punching shit at 57?
I interviewed him a couple years ago. Yeah.
No, but I'm
he's a
saying
beast,
recently,
yeah.
like...
No, he's still fast.
So here's the thing. And this is going to come out before that probably, right? So Jake Paul has got to condition himself for the actual sentence. I'm going to fight Mike Tyson, right? Because you disarm yourself when you say that. If you said it to yourself in the mirror and you were like, yo, I'm about to fight Mike Tyson, you instantly become a fucking skinny, starving kid, just mentality-wise, right?
As one of the most influential voices in hip-hop, The Game's warning carries significant weight. Joe Rogan has also issued a warning to Jake Paul about the potential consequences of facing Mike Tyson in the ring. "Listen up, Jake Paul, you think you're hot stuff stepping into the ring with Iron Mike? Let me tell you something, kid. Mike Tyson's like a hurricane and you're just a breeze trying to blow in the opposite direction. You think you can handle the storm? I don't think so."
I mean, I wonder what it is. I wonder if he just was bored. I mean, I really wonder. This is the crazy shit.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
If you saw that guy training and he was a 22-year-old kid, you're like, man, this motherfucker's going to be something.
Joe Rogan has suggested that Jake Paul might be fearing the worst ahead of his potential fight with Mike Tyson. Rogan hinted at Tyson's intimidating progression, citing Tyson's consumption of raw meat as evidence of his ferocious mindset. According to Rogan, Tyson himself disclosed his dietary habits, stating, "I just eat raw meat. I'm eating raw meat." Rogan recounted his conversation with Tyson, expressing astonishment at Tyson's declaration that he plans to consume raw meat before the fight, likening it to preparing to devour his opponent. Jesus Christ, he's in this fucking mode. He's in that God of War mode. Bro, he's in savage mode. If I was Jake Paul right now, I would be sutting my pants. Rogan's description of Tyson's mindset left a strong impression, suggesting that Tyson is in a God of War mode, or savage mode, ready to unleash his full power in the ring. Rogan concluded by speculating on Jake Paul's potential reaction, suggesting that if he were in Paul's shoes, he would be shitting my pants in anticipation of facing such a formidable opponent.
I look at fighters when they're in their absolute prime. Like, what have you ever seen that was better than this? And with Mike Tyson, I've never seen anybody better. I've never seen any fighter, even Ali in his prime, even Ali when he was Cassius Clay. I never saw anybody who looked like Mike Tyson in his prime. I think you can't maintain the kind of focus that was required to be this guy. Look, I mean, Marvis looks fucking terrified, and he should be.
The UFC commentator didn't mince words as he continued to lay into Paul with a barrage of insults and warnings. "You think you're tough because you knocked out a couple of YouTubers? That's child's play compared to what Tyson's going to bring to the table. He's a living legend, a beast in the ring, and you're just a wannabe trying to make a name for yourself."
You wanted to see executions. You didn't think anybody was going to beat him. Everybody he fought looked like they were about to die when they were in that.
Joe Rogan has been quick to shut down anyone who underestimates Mike Tyson due to his age. Rogan firmly dismisses the notion that Tyson, at 57, is weak or incapable of delivering a devastating performance in the ring.
He wants to fight Mike, I think.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't give a fuck if he's 55. That's still Mike Tyson.
Mike's in good shape, too.
Oh, my God.
Mike trains every day.
He trains with Rafael Cordero, who's a legend in MMA. He runs King's Mixed Martial Arts. And Rafael is a fucking world-renowned trainer. When you see him holding the mitts for Tyson, and Tyson smashing the mitts, you're like, Jesus, Mike, that guy can still fuck you up.
Jake Paul, never one to shy away from stirring the pot, has made it abundantly clear that he's not about to let anyone overlook him in the lead up to a potential showdown with Mike Tyson. In fact, he's been downright adamant about his intentions, going so far as to proclaim that not only does Tyson not know him, but that he'll kick Iron Mike's legendary behind with ease. With his signature bravado and unshakable confidence, Paul has been making waves in the boxing world, capturing headlines and raising eyebrows with his bold predictions and trash talk. But for Paul, it's all part of the game plan, a calculated strategy to assert himself as a legitimate contender and to ruffle a few feathers along the way. "You think Tyson knows me? Please," Paul scoffed. "I'm not just some random YouTuber or social media influencer. I'm a fighter, a competitor, and I've got the skills to back it up."
There's no nerves in you at all about this?
No, not at all. I'm excited. Like I literally can't wait to look across the ring and see him and give him a fucking.
For Paul, the prospect of going toe-to-toe with Tyson is not just a challenge. It's an opportunity to prove his doubters wrong and solidify his place in the annals of boxing history. And he's not about to let anyone forget it. I know what people are saying. "Oh, Jake Paul doesn't stand a chance against Tyson." Well, guess what? They said the same thing about my last opponent, and look how that turned out, Paul said. "I'm here to shock the world, and Tyson's next on my hit list."
I want to see how hard he hits, Mike. I really want to see, bro. Let's see all the legends, the myths, because you're Iron Mike Tyson, but I have an iron chin.
He's confident that when the time comes, he'll be more than ready to step into the ring and show the world what he's made of. "Tyson better watch out, because I'm coming for him," Paul declares, his eyes burning with determination. "He may be a legend, but legends fall, and I'm going to be the one to knock him off his pedestal. You can bet on that."
Yes, I'm going in there, and now it's a pro fight. It's on my record, and I'm going to fucking put him down. And if people are pissed about it, then watch soccer. Go watch some fucking volleyball, whatever it is that you want to do, but don't watch.
In fact, he's issued a bold challenge of his own to all the naysayers and cautionary voices who have been warning him to steer clear of Iron Mike. If they've got the guts, they should step into the ring with him and see what they're made of. All these guys talking smack, telling me to avoid Tyson like the plague. Well, I've got a message for them, Paul asserted. "If you think you're so tough, why don't you step up and face me in the ring? Let's see if you've got what it takes to back up all that talk." As the anticipation builds and the rhetoric heats up, one thing is abundantly clear. Jake Paul is not backing down from the challenge of facing Mike Tyson in the ring. Paul is ready to take on all comers and prove that he's more than just a social media sensation. He's a legitimate contender with his sights set on the top. Will Jake Paul emerge victorious and cement his place in boxing history? Or will Mike Tyson remind the world why he's one of the greatest to ever lace up a pair of gloves? Only time will tell. Who's your money on? Let us know in the comments. And to all you boxing fans out there, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Ring the notification bell so you never miss an update on the latest in the world of boxing. Your support means the world to us, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep fighting.